Like you could see it for a split second where it doesn't sync, but then it syncs up.
Yeah.
And so
it's fine. I just
Yeah.
listening to myself like, I don't know if I'm that high pitched. I sound like John Leguizamo a little bit. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a little like this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
in the pest days.
Yeah, I sound like the pest, bro. Yo, where is that movie? Joey go,
dude, I don't know, dude.
I ain't watching. You know what? I told you I was gonna watch the podcast, but I'm watching the pest. I'm sorry. I'm watching. I'm gonna find it, dude. I'm finding it tonight. Woo!
All right. God of High School.
Have you heard of this one before?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I just haven't watched it. I get this one, and there's another one. I think it's called The Demon King of High School or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I kind of get these mixed up. I did watch. I did see the trailer for Ninja Kamui before.
Okay.
Like the name didn't register with me, but as soon as I started watching, I was like, oh, I've seen this trailer.
Okay, I was wondering.
Yeah.
I was wondering if anybody knows this anime. I mean, like, or not anybody, but like, if you had kind of, as a person who does watch anime on the regs, if you had like run into this, or
I
mean,
remember watching the trailer and stuff. So
all right, jump in.
Right, God of High School. Here we go. And 3, 2, and 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Me Podcast. It's me, Joanjo, with co-host Sal, and we are in the second week of September, y'all.
Everybody loves them some September, son.
Everybody likes September, man.
I mean, see here, like October's your favorite, one of your favorite months.
Yeah.
December.
Toyota-thon.
Toyota-thon. How'd you know? How'd you know I was gonna say it? And then September. September's a close. It's a close fourth.
It's a close fourth. Like,
you know why? You know why people love it? It's because I get to choose the anime. That's right. I'm choosing these animes. You know what I'm saying?
Sal's learning us anime, guys.
That's right. And you know, like you're gonna see that all I do is pick things with explosions and kicking. And today we watched The God of High School.
God of High School, guys. Speaking of school, while we're schooling you on this, Anime Me Pod is a podcast where Sal teaches us how to watch anime, guys.
That's right. The first episode.
First episode, one at a time, guys.
One at a time. Here we go. Hit us with the synopsis, Joe Angel.
All right. So, the synopsis I got is The God of High School is a tournament that is held in Korea where the objective is to have all the high school students from across the country come compete in a tournament to have their wish granted by the administrating tournament administrators. And our protagonist, hang on. My handwriting is so small.
See, hey, look, this synopsis thing ain't easy.
Well, look, if you see it how, right?
There ain't even any lines on that paper.
Mori, that's right. Our protagonist, Mori, and who was left by his grandpa as a young man, parted ways, as he grew older, he is entering the tournament. But as we later find out, it's not gonna be as easy as it seems.
Boom.
There we go.
Boom. There it is. Hey, you know what? We'll go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and give you a solid 3 out of 7 on your synopsis.
I was super small.
And you're
I had to reword it because it was just like
it was nonsense.
God of High School tournament. Kids compete to fight and get their wish granted. That was basically it. That was for the episode.
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is, guys.
It is what it is. And speaking about what it is, give me some things that stood out to you in the show. Either you liked or you didn't like? Tell me some things. Is this like typical anime?
Yes, I will say the way that Mori looks is
Hmm.
like a typical anime MC.
He's
He's
got
got the
stars for
spiky
eyes.
hair, stars for eyes. He's got these little are is it a sleeping mask or is it glasses? What are they?
They're like, they got holes in them, so
They
he's got to be able to see a little
gotta be
bit.
a little for
Though,
shade.
if that's a sleeping mask, I'm gonna
Yeah.
start wearing them regularly. I'm
Sorry,
gonna just have
yeah.
like I'm ready for a
Hey,
nap any
anytime.
anytime. I'm ready to nap right now, son. You know what I'm saying? Like this man is styling.
Violent.
The way
He
the
does
way
remind me of Kai from Digimon, the kid from Digimon.
yes,
That's who he reminds
yes.
me of.
That spiky
That
hair,
spiky hair,
the
the little
baggy
yeah,
clothes.
and little goggle
Uh-huh,
things.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
It was weird seeing because in the synopsis it tells you that him and his grandpa part ways, but it just seems like his grandpa just abandoned him in the middle of the street as a kid.
Yeah, yeah, parted ways.
Yeah, he's talking about like, oh, you got to go to school, which he's promoting school, school, school. He's like, you got to learn, learning's good. And then
Uh-huh,
he just
uh-huh.
like, stop crying. You got to stand big. You got to be big and strong. You got to go to school and learn. All right, deuces.
Now
Leaves him
get
in the
out of
middle of
here.
a crowd.
Hey, you know what? He's doing all right. Grandpa
He's
knew
doing all
he's
right. Yeah,
doing
he
all...
knew. Grandpa
He's
had
right.
faith in him.
I mean, he didn't teach him about shades. He didn't
Yeah,
teach him like, hey, don't wear them. Don't wear that sleeping mask. Everyone's gonna
yeah.
make fun of you.
They really do make fun of you. Oh man. But we get the classic, wake up late for school for the
Uh-huh.
tournament anime
Hmm.
thing. So he gets up on his bike, hauling down the
Hey,
street.
that looks dope though, doesn't it? That
Yeah.
him on that
Oh,
bike and the way
dude.
he's zipping through.
Snipping through, it's like, where is he in California? I'll see
It's
those
so
hills.
cool. They get this like
uh
fisheye lens thing going
yeah.
on.
And
Yeah.
then like he's like almost hits an old lady
Oh,
and he just like he just nitro circus off the side of the mountain.
yeah. He he's not even touching the bike.
Not even touching the mic. Travis Pastrami would be proud, guys.
Yeah, yeah. Get Travis Pastrami out
Pastrami
there, bro.
out there, bro. But it's just like classic, like high school kid thing, running late for school, trying to go, make it in time. It did kind of throw me off because I felt like the other guy, whose name, let me see, I know where down somewhere.
It is
Let's see, Han.
Han.
Yeah, Han. When he walks out, and it's because there's a burglar who burgles this old lady. So Mori and then this girl with glasses, her name's Yu, who by the way is just super thirsty right out the bat.
Is so thirsty.
Then she pulls up on this like Kendo Karate Club guys and is just staring down his collarbone.
Yeah, he's looking at his man
His
cleavage. She's
man
like,
cleavage, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I love muscular eyes." Which all those guys are just like immediately start posing,
yeah,
almost
just
like it's
like
Mr. Universe.
rip shirts rip off.
Yeah,
Automatic muscles explode the shirt.
Moses activated.
Yeah.
But they go through that chase scene. It's him and her. It's Amori and you, and then she does the Deadpool fling onto the signage.
Oh,
Because she
dude,
does like she's getting ready for this awesome move, which I think she says Moonlight slash number 17, but then she just like face first into a sign. Just
speaking
boom.
of which, I love that. And her face is like imprinted on the other
Yeah.
hardcore. Like, you're dead. By
You're
the way,
dead, son. You're
you're dead.
dead.
So your face should be
Yeah.
spaghetti. But
Spaghetti.
she does that Moonlight Sword number 8, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you hear this on other
Yeah.
animes. It's derived from something. Do you know anything about martial arts? Is there for real like moves where they're like, like there are these
Um,
guys?
I think it's probably just like
Because
it
you know
might
what I'm
have to
saying? Do you
do
know what
with
I'm
the
talking about?
slashing technique, maybe like
Like
how
yeah,
it
with like
slashed like a crescent moon. Because
uh-huh.
even like I think in Bleach, like Ichigo,
Yeah, see that's what I was thinking.
uh
Like he does.
like his it translate when you read it in English into Moonfang slash or
Okay.
Moonfang, and so yeah, I think it has to do with like a lot of slasher techniques and to like the arc and stuff kind of goes like how the moon and its phases goes. I think.
Okay. Okay. I'm say I'm wondering because I don't know anything. There's the guys that do they have the like the bamboo swords and
Yeah,
they do the and they wear all the like the
yeah.
like kind of
Kendo.
Kendo,
Yeah,
right?
Kendo. Yeah,
So I'm wondering, I haven't looked anything up about Kendo, but I'm wondering if there are like techniques and they have
yeah,
like, positions that like correlate with numbers or something like that. Because I've seen
yeah,
this on a couple animes where they name a move that they're about to
yeah,
do, and it's like, is this just made up? Does it
yeah.
derive from something that's for real? That's something for later. I'm gonna have to look
For
up
the
and
yeah,
maybe I'll get back to you on. I'm gonna learn how to do Kendo and then I'll get
learn
back
how
to
to
you.
do Kendo. Then Han comes out of nowhere and just annihilates the dude with one punch. So
Yo.
I'm just like, wait, is Han the MC? Because he just annihilated this dude like it was nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, right? A
Yeah,
little bit. You go, well, we start with this one character. He's got to be the guy. And then you
yeah,
see the girl and you're like, well, she's got main character energy
yeah.
too.
And then you got Han who's just chilling and just destroying foods left and right like nothing.
Dex him.
Excellent. But I do like the what do you call it? I like kind of what is it? The modern type of it. Like cuz it has
Hmm.
that dude with the afro who's just live streaming and just rapping.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he's just like
He's like on TikTok
yeah, he's
probably or
on TikTok
something.
or something just like live streaming and stuff. And he's talking to the lady who just got robbed. He's just
Yeah.
like in
But he's not talking. He's rapping.
yeah,
He's
he's
rapping
rapping to her
the whole time.
the
Like,
whole time. It's just
how did it
like
go, lady?
yeah.
Like I ain't gonna try, but
Yeah,
like it's pretty hilarious. And they're
dude.
live streaming everything. He's live
Yeah.
streaming everything. That part's pretty hilarious.
And then like, and so the announcer reminded me of Pinocchio because they just show his nose. Like that's the first thing they just was like, just as long as his nose, looking like Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb.
I think it's a thing, right? Like I feel like any announcer on any of these shows got to be like ridiculous.
Yeah, they gotta look. They
You
gotta
know?
have something ridiculous about them.
Like, they wear a boombox for a coat,
Yeah,
or they've got like
they're
speakers
super
for ears.
eccentric or just
Yeah, they got
yeah.
the craziest shades on.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Um,
He's got that energy.
Yeah, but I do like when he's explaining it. I do like that animation of like the water kind of brush
Hmm.
painting style that they got going on. I do the fight scenes are they're all right. They're good.
Yeah.
Not as good as Kamui was, but
Hmm.
you could see like all right, it's obvious who we're gonna follow because of how each of these person is dressed that they zoom in on. Because you got all these
Yeah.
people who are just in like shirts and hoodies and stuff, but then you got the ones in the outfits who are like decked out. I was like, oh yeah, like that's main character, that's main character, that's main character, that's
Uh-huh.
main
Uh-huh.
character.
Hey,
Yeah,
that guy right there, he's dressed for less. Okay, that
for
man is
less.
dressed for less, and he's about to get less. He's about to get.
It's about to get. I do like the self plugin that Crunchyroll did when they're doing
I
the
don't know if
tournaments
I
where they're
remember.
talking about because they're talking about the bracelets being like
Oh, that's
indicators and
right.
stuff, and if it gets too low they got nurses, and behind the nurses is the little sponsor panel with Crunchyroll and Webtoons, which Webtoons is an actual site too for manga
Ye-
and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
so I
pretty good
thought that
move.
was hilarious, but also those wristbands. So I watched this YouTube video a while back. I can't remember when, but it was like of a tech convention, and this company had made a phone that went over your wrist like that.
Oh,
Like it was
really?
all
Like
touchscreen.
it bends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it bent all the way, and that's what that reminded me of. So I was like,
That's kind of dope.
and to me, I was like, I would get that phone. Like, snap.
Yeah, well, also, if you could like heal me too, like
Yeah, if
I'm
you can
talking
heal me,
like like
yeah,
I wake up in the morning and my back is at 50%, like
just hit a button. Boom. All right, we're good. Good.
back healed.
Back healed. Yeah, and then it just turns into because they're calling it a tournament,
Yeah.
and then but it just turns into Royal Rumble because they're just like, all
Yeah.
right, go ahead and start, and everybody's just looking around like, we
What do
need.
you mean
There's no
start?
bracket. Like, no, it's a Rumble. Like it's a battle royale, and
Yeah,
so they just
that's
start
what
going
somebody said
off.
that.
Yeah, and then of course there's the one guy who's just like, oh, as long as I beat everybody who's weaker than me, I can win. Which is like, well, what are you gonna do when it's all the strong people?
Yeah, come on
Yeah,
now.
come on now.
You'll just be the next one to lose.
Yeah. But then we finally get that towards the end, because there's another guy that one of the administrators makes like a phone call or something, and then this
Hmm.
dude who just comes in who's just kicking people in chanclas. Like
Yeah, yeah,
he's literally stopping a dude's face wearing chancla.
yeah. That man's wearing old navy flip flops. You know
Oh,
what I'm
Navy
saying?
flip-flop. That
He's
man
got
is imbuing in the power of the chancla.
yeah, he's someone's Thea, he's
Dude,
like
oh,
he's someone's
hardcore.
aunt, you know what I'm saying? Don't hey,
Yeah.
wait till he takes one of those bad boys off, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
That ain't
Don't
even his final form, you know what I'm
ain't
saying?
even
Get
his
that
final form.
get him in a robe. Get him in a robe.
But yeah, he pops up and just starts like going off on dudes, and then we have you come up and try to fight him, and it seems like she's gonna give him a good match, but then he just does that villain move like, "Oh, I like it," or
Yeah,
"Yeah, this is what I
yeah.
want," and then he tries to like creep on her and stuff, and then
Gross.
it zooms out, and Maury's just pantsing him.
Yeah.
It's just
He's got
so
those
hilarious. He's got like
it,
the pink boxers with the elephant
an
or
elephant on
an
it. Yeah,
elephant like lions and stuff. And I forgot Maury said something. He's all like, "Oh, it's like,
Oh, I thought you were more of a briefs
yeah, I
guy.
got you more brief guys and stuff." The dude, because the dude's called King,
Uh-huh.
and so he turns around and he just like, oh, it's something to where it leads to where he says, it's on when the inside it count is what counts. And it's when he turns around and you see the elephant on the front of his
Yeah.
boxers. And then he goes, "You want to see it?" And Maury's just like, "No," and just puts his pants back on.
Yeah, real slowly, like
Real slow,
gross.
yeah. That whole interaction was ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Oh, dude,
And
but
then I think that I mean it kind of comes to an end a little bit. It seems like it's not going to be as
yeah,
straightforward as you think. Like, oh, we're
yeah,
just gonna have a tournament that we're just gonna find
yeah,
who the most powerful high schooler is. But it's
yeah.
like, not as easy as it sounds.
Yeah, and then they get her wish granted. They said whatever, but it does like so. At the very end, we get a little hint that okay, maybe Mori is super powerful because he lands an elbow on Kang's ankle.
Hmm.
But I think it was Han who's like had a quick line was like he did that in like an instant. So
Yeah,
basically, like it seemed like he did it at like almost like superhuman speed.
yeah,
I will say there was one random scene to me in the beginning when we open on that beach, and it's just like it seems like these shady
yeah.
dudes are trying to make a business deal, but
It has.
then
It looks
the
like it has
guy
nothing
there,
to do with the show.
yeah, it looks like it has nothing to do with it. But they're talking to a dude who looks like he's because that's like, isn't that like the temporal cross that he has, or that
Yeah,
looks
with
like
the
the from
little
the yeah
the
on the
hand.
glove or
So
something? Yeah,
I'll go ahead and give it to us a little bit. This show gets into some stuff that I'm just like not exactly fully sure of, but they
yeah,
deal with realms. And so
okay,
like there are the different realms like the human realm, the sage realm, the heavenly realm, and like so there's different realms of like that they all live in, and there's the godlike realm with the power, and some of their powers are linked to some of these humans and all this
yeah,
stuff. So they kind of deal with that kind of thing. It's a little confusing if you don't know. And I don't even know if they'll really go fully into some of this stuff because as you're watching it and some of the reviews that I see, they'll even kind of be confused by
yeah.
some of it later on too. So
So it's almost like the basis of Mortal Kombat was like they had the different realms fighting each other.
yeah, 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 a little bit. So this show is once again another Mappa Studios. Do you feel it a little bit? You could tell it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Did he? You saw it on there. You saw
Yeah,
it
yeah.
on
It
there.
was like right. They made sure that Mappa was on
Th-
there.
Yeah, we in this.
Yeah,
We in this. But here's the thing, and I don't know if you could tell this. This is a manhwa. This starts as a manhwa. So this is a
okay.
Korean,
Yeah,
based, starts as a webtoon.
yeah,
It's created by Yoon Jae Park, and this is only like his. This is like either his. I would say it's either his first or his first one and a half like foray into writing his own manhwa.
yeah,
There's some interesting stuff that came out of it. I don't know. I don't quite understand. Well, this is interesting
yeah,
because he goes to a university called Suncheon National University. Suncheon National University, and he majors in cartoon animation. Like they're pumping out cartoon animators, and
yeah,
you can like major in like anime, I
yeah,
guess. I mean,
yeah.
it's kind of that kind of blew my mind.
Yeah.
So he's there, he's young and graduates and does this his first kind of manhwa, and it's called Tough Guy. And Tough Guy is just a short little webtoon that he's doing, and it's pretty well received. Like a lot of people end up really liking this Tough Guy, manhwa, and so he decides to do this, and it kind of has the same feel as
Yeah.
this whole like high schooler who's powerful, but this time he wants to like expand the world
Yeah.
into all these high schoolers, and that's when he develops God of High School, and it's extremely well received.
Yeah.
And it runs from like 2011 to 2022
Okay.
on I think it's picked up by Naver Studios, Naver Comics, and it's a which is interesting though. Webtoons is a thing that I didn't really like. I think I've heard you say it once before, but I didn't
Yeah.
realize fully that it's like it's for your phone.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah. The
are the
structure
web.
of it, it's for the
It's just
phone.
straight for the phone.
Yeah.
And that's I thought that's kind of that I want to kind of check to see what that looks like
Yeah.
and how like what the departure is, because there are some people in some of the reviews they'll talk about how the manhwa itself and the animation, like
Yeah.
there are some storylines that they're like kicking out of the show,
Yeah.
and like that seem kind of integral to the show, and they're
Yeah.
not putting it in the show. They're just kind of putting in like maybe all the fight scenes and all the like,
Yeah.
but if you continue to watch there, you'll find the background. This is like
Background.
one of those
Yeah.
typical shows. There's something going
Yeah.
on, his what happened with his grandpa and all that kind of stuff. And so then in 2020 it's picked up by Mappa Studios. So I mean, like that's 9 years. Wait, what's my math here?
9 years.
Yeah, 9 years later. 9 years later, it's kind of they had some small little animations that they kind of did.
Yeah.
It got picked up as from what was it called? I have it written around here somewhere. My notes are just as bad as yours, Joe Angel. It doesn't matter. So he ends up doing like these little short animations, and then
Yeah.
they kind of like Mappa Studios finds that they could actually flesh this whole
Flesh
thing
it
out,
out. Yeah.
but it's only got one season, bro. And much to the dismay of like a lot of like fans, because this is
Yeah.
well received. This anime is well received,
Yeah. I feel like
and
I've heard about God of High School
you've heard
a
about it,
lot.
right?
Yeah.
And people like, I mean, yeah, it's got I think it's probably 4.6 out of 5, so it's really well received.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, we're gonna go ahead and say it. You already know it's what do we call this?
Uh,
Like it's just the where it's like a power
Power
uh
Struggle.
you always tell me this, and it's just one of those things. It's kind of anime where it's a typical where they're just gonna fight and one on one until we find the winner.
World's Strongest. It's like Goku.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, no, it's like a tournament of power.
Tournament of Power.
Tournament.
Yeah.
There, thank you.
There it
That's just
is.
what this is gonna be. It's just gonna. It feels like. I mean, there's background story
Yeah.
there, and there's gonna be some heart
It's like I said, you can
there.
see the characters that are going to be pinpointed throughout the series with like
Yeah,
how they're designed and stuff.
yeah, you
And
can kind of
so,
tell.
yeah.
But in the middle of it being a webtoon, and it's like from 2011 to 2022, like probably 2014, it's picked up, and this is turned into the first English translation like ever done by I think it's Line Webtoon. Line Webtoon picks it up
Yeah.
and translates it, just because it's doing so well and so well
Yeah.
received.
Yeah.
Going back
Because a lot
to
of times with that stuff, if there isn't a company that's like doing an official translation, that's what it
hmm
would be. There'll be a lot of like fan translations.
okay, yeah. So this will be the official one,
Yeah.
and it was their official, like I think this is the first time that Line Webtoon had like ever done an English translation,
Yeah.
but they wanted to take this one
Yeah.
and do it up. But going back to Young Jae Park, he also draws inspiration from Dragon Ball. So you feel that like Tournament of
Yeah.
Power, right? Right? A
Yeah,
little,
it has that old school Toriyama feel, like with the way
right?
he looks and design and stuff.
He's also kind of silly,
Yeah, kind of goofy and yeah,
kind of funny and stuff like that. Um, I found this to be very interesting. Morijin. So Morijin is our protagonist, right?
yeah,
He is voiced by this guy, Tatsumaru Tachibana. Tachibana, yeah. Mm, That's way off, but whatever. He's done some voicing on. He's like the rest of these guys that do voicing on
Yeah.
stuff. He did some voices on My Hero Academia. He also did this one. I have never heard of this, but I kind of want to look it up because it sounds ridiculous. It's called Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, Joe Angel. What does that even mean, bro?
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
he's got a biscuit hammer, man.
He's got a biscuit hammer. It's like it's either a hammer made of
You
biscuits
get
or it's a hammer used
to make
to
biscuits.
make biscuits. I don't know. I don't know, but now I am intrigued.
Intrigued.
Speaking of voices, though, there is a 3D game. There's a couple games on this
Yeah.
that came out of this.
Yeah.
One of them is like an RPG game that like
Yeah.
you could play on your phone.
Yeah.
There's also a 3D game. Not exactly sure what system this is on, but the voice of Morijin, our main character, is voiced by Kang Soo Jin, who is the voice of Luffy from One Piece. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Luffy is
Yeah.
doing the voice of Mori-chan on
Yeah.
this 3D game. Like, couldn't they just get this guy to do
Yeah.
the voice? Like, was he too busy?
He's too busy voicing Luffy on the other game.
Yeah, they're switching spots. They're switching spots. Uh, okay, what else do I got on this? Of course, the show is very well received.
Yeah.
There was a spin-off there's a light novel that came out in like 2015 before this was even animated.
Yeah.
And let's see here. The song is pretty good, right? That little like
The intro song, it reminded me of Harlem Shake. You remember Harlem Shake?
yes.
Because they went all
Yeah,
the way up to
dude.
the B drop. I'm like, are they about to do the Harlem Shake?
Yeah, dude. It has that what was it that they used to call it? It was
uh,
oh
808? No, not 808.
no, it's like the kind of music it was like dubstep. It's
Yeah,
like
dubstep. Yeah.
got this dubstep feel to it. The song is called Contradiction and it's by Suki and the outro song is called Win by Six. CIX, by the way.
CIX.
The music is pretty decent on this show. Every now and then the background music is kind of weird. I don't
Yeah.
know why. Right? Did you kind of feel like you're taken out of it a little bit sometimes? It was
Yeah.
like
It's like, there's no need for it. You know.
I don't know if we really
Yeah.
need
I would say I
all
like
of
the
this.
intro song better than the outro.
Yeah, I would
Outro's
say
kind of chill, but like, I could skip it.
I could do without it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Also, yeah, the one thing that is kind of that baffles me is that this show only has one season and there really isn't any talks about like there being
Season
a
2.
season two. Like there's no kind of like, hey,
Mappa ain't got time, man. They got to make three. They got to make 3 Demon Slayer movies, man.
they're busy,
All
dude.
hands on deck, right there.
I think so. I think this one takes the back seat. But this season only has 13 episodes, and you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and it's no spoiler, but it feels like it could just be one season. I'm gonna
Like
just
it
put
could
it
just
out
be
there.
done.
Like it could just be done. That's just,
Yeah.
but tell me what you think. Tell me what
Um,
you thought. Give us the old Joe Angel Power Hour.
Jewel Angel Power Hour. All right. It was good. Like I said, that beginning scene was just without the context of
Hmm.
watching the rest of it. It just seems kind of random. I mean,
Yeah.
I could see where they might be trying to go with like making it kind of like a political play.
Hmm.
Because what they're talking about is like making a deal or they're trying to blackmail somebody or whoever, and then this person comes in and they got this giant Smash Brother hand to come down and squish the guys.
It reminded me of the hand from what was
Yeah.
that hand
Uh, which one?
on the movie with the Axe
uh,
Gang.
oh,
Uh
oh my gosh, what was it?
gosh, dude, you know what I'm talking about. The Axe Gang and the
Yeah.
guy in the hand of God.
Uh, I can't remember it.
Future Joe Angel. Future Joe Angel, put this
Be
in
sure
Joe
to
Angel.
figure it out. Turn your angel sleep right.
This is true. This is true.
uh,
Oh, Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle. That's what it was. Yes,
That's what it's Kung Fu Hustle.
giant head man.
Hmm,
But
hmm.
I could get that because that chick that was in that first scene with the guy making the phone call, she was at the tournament calling to bring in King. So it
Hmm.
seems like there might be some background stuff going on with bringing him in and then maybe trying to fix it or something,
Uh-huh.
what have you, or using that as a ploy or a cover it for something else. I like I said, it is goofy with their interactions with Morty and you and Don or no on and Nate. It seems like, especially with the outro, it makes like that's gonna be our trio right there.
Hmm,
Uh,
hmm.
that we're gonna be following. Of course, there's all the other characters that come in with their own suits and stuff like that. Fight scenes, like I said, they were good, but they weren't, like
Anything crazy?
awestruck or crazy.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, like not
Yeah,
really much.
it's
Not
kind
really
of
much.
yeah, it really
Yeah,
honestly the show kind of goes by pretty quickly and you just
yeah,
kind of like it's pretty I mean I feel like it's pretty run of the mill as a
yeah,
show. But I will give it this though, and now that I've because I have watched all of this, it
yeah.
will like the fights do get better.
Improve,
Um
yeah.
Morigen, this is not his final form.
Not his
So
final form.
I'll go ahead and put that out there. And there are some things that do
Yeah,
come politically into play with those guys and some
yeah.
other stuff that happens that it's just kind of like, okay, there's something bigger going on
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
But
yeah. Because like I said, I've heard about it before. I've heard the name drop and stuff like that. Got high school, and so I know there is a fan base following behind it. I do want to get into the manhwa now that you said it. That it seemed like there are some stuff being left out. So I
yeah,
really do want to take a look at that while watching this and seeing, what was integral that needed to be in there that wasn't.
that is a an interesting tidbit that some people would kind of like
Yeah.
overlook because
Yeah.
there are I watched, I can't remember exactly what I was watching, but I remember watching a movie and I just go, it could have
Yeah.
been so easy for them to just throw that part into it. Like
Yeah, they
there's
could
no
just
reason,
not
like
for it
it's
not to
just
be in there.
yeah, for it not to be in there.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
also it's like it's the symbolism that needs
Mm.
to be in there that's just like gonna take this up the next level.
Yeah.
So why not just have it in there? Why take it out? And I don't know what they're talking about as to like what they didn't have in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't get too convoluted, the show. I would say that yeah, there are some political moves that are happening and some like background stuff, and like you get to know the story. There are some like moments in them, like you told me about some shows that you watch and you go,
Yeah.
oh, there's a scene in here that's just
Yeah.
like there are some like there are some fight scenes in some of the show that you just go, oh, this is epic. So
Yeah. It
there's
gets
some
intense
payoff,
right here.
there's
Yeah.
some payoff near the end of the show
Yeah.
that just like, but then I'm like, well, maybe you could just YouTube it
Yeah.
and just go
Just give YouTube it quick.
God of High School epic moments.
Give me the cliff notes.
Yeah. Give me all them good parts
Yeah.
and then I'll be done with the show,
I'd be done. Which by the way, so manhwa, you scroll. You actually scroll with the webtoon and stuff on that.
So just go straight
So
up.
instead of like how Viz and Shonen where you had to swipe,
Left to
this
right.
one
Yeah.
you actually like scrolling up.
Oh, so that's why it's really made for it
Yeah,
then.
that's why it's really made for phones.
That's kind of interesting. But it's still gonna be like what, black and white? Are we gonna get color in that or
No, they're usually colored
okay.
because a lot of it's usually kind of digital.
Hmm. Yeah,
When it
yeah.
comes to manhwa, so it's usually, or at least the ones that I've seen, it's usually colored
That's cool. I like
since they're like necessarily not having to print.
yeah, that makes
So
sense. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're saying this show,
yeah,
the first episode is kind of like
yeah,
it's just really quick of like a bunch of here are the characters
yeah.
and we're fighting. It's a tournament of power.
Tournament of Power. I will give it three purse snatches out of five.
That's a that's a legit score. That is
Which,
a
by the way,
legit
real
score.
quick, I forgot about that scene. When he's chasing the dude on the bike, he does everybody's GTA go-to move and just takes the tow truck who has his wrap up, and he just
Oh.
Jumps it.
That is the move. I also like the move of him just creating a story to save this lady's
Yeah.
purse. He's
It's
like,
just like
we
he didn't
he
even
needs
talk
this
to her
money.
once. He just like made this whole fabricated story and told
She
everybody the story.
Yeah, the story's just like she needs her money so that she can pay for her dog's cancer or something
Yeah.
like something ridiculous. I love that part.
Dude, I love that part. It was hilarious.
Super silly, super
Yeah.
silly. All
But
right.
yeah.
Well, okay. We'll see, Joan. You know what? I would say if you wanted to, you could go to YouTube and
Look
look
up the
up,
cliff notes.
look, just
Main
like
fight scenes.
main fight scenes. Get me in it. Get me
Give me
out.
give me an A and V with Linkin Park in the background.
Yeah, that or this song by Creed, one of those.
Yeah.
It
Can
goes, oh
you
no,
take
no.
me higher?
Wait, no, it's the Nickelback song
No,
that
that's
they
the
put
Nickelback song.
everything
Oh
to.
yeah.
No, that's the Creed one. There's a Nickelback one. They say that a hero
Hero, cause that
can
hey
save.
that's solely Tobey Maguire's song right there.
You
Spider
can put
Man
it.
2
You can put
or
that on the
Spider Man.
back of
Yeah,
anything. Put it on the
anything.
back of anything, dude, and
Ah,
you're inspired, son.
inspired. And speaking of inspired, guys, get inspired by this podcast and inspire us by giving those 5 stars, those likes, and those share buttons, and making sure you're hitting the notification so that you get notified as soon as these episodes become available, guys. Because we all know they come out on Mondays, but if you want to hit it right off the bat, hit that notification so it'll let you know when it drops right at that moment, guys. And in order to do that, you got to go follow us on Spotify, on YouTube, on iTunes, on SoundCloud, on Podbean, all those 5 sites we got going on, guys. 5 sites, 5 stones. No, wait, there's 6. Give us the sixth
Wait,
one.
yeah, I tell you what the sixth one is.
Please.
Anime-me.com. That's right.
Oh,
We got a
that's right,
website,
guys.
y'all.
We got a website, guys. Upper dash, not lower dash, guys.
Yeah, yeah, middle dash.
Middle dash,
Dash it.
middle dash.
Not the ground dash. Not the
Not the
ground dash.
ground dash.
Anime-me.com.
Me.com. And you'll be able to find our shirts and all our links on there as well, guys. So be sure to follow that. And also go follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Anime MePod, where you can find clips and stay up to date on stuff we got going on as well on those platforms as well. And as always, keep being nice, keep being kind, and keep sharing anime, guys. And we will see you on the next one. Later.
Sayonara.
これはアニメミーでした。これから帰国の旅を始めます。ご清聴ありがとうございました。